Tag you in the description.
Mm-hmm.
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 Tag you in the description. 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 Tag you in tell them about Daniel. We got a great show for you tonight.
We're going?
Yeah.
Hey, all one of ya. For now, hopefully a couple more friends join us. Today we are doing a stop motion animation for an upcoming music video called Every Shade of Green. So this set, as you can see, is kind of like a desert thing. This is going to be a follow-up episode of a previous music video I did called High on a Mountaintop, parentheses, I Am a Witness, on the channel Zelf on the Shelf. And this is a continuation of that story. So we started out with these rocks kind of snaking in and creating this like Vesica Pisces here, and filled up with red. Our guy kind of rose up out of the sand, and we had this tumbleweed ball of grass roll across to, show the wind passing over, the breath of life coming in, and he sputters awake and kind of becomes aware of the movement of his hands and tries to get up, can't really do it, finally is able to get up, and we see him starting to come to life, to use and recognize his hands, and hopefully we're trying to capture this process of him recognizing that he is a person, like the moment of self-awareness. And so now we've got him kneeling down, looking at his hands, and then we're going to need him to, I'm going to make him so he's looking directly into this camera here as that, like, true awareness, the setting of, like, setting out to figure out what's happening. He's, okay, I'm here, what's out here, let's move on. So we're working at 12 frames a second, so we have like 12 tiny movements to equal 1 second of movement.
Feel free.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Come by with Laura if you want later. We'll even mic you if you want.
Okay, we'll
Bring
just
you.
be drunk and talking nonsense.
That'll be great. Come talk nonsense with us if you want. So yeah, we're doing 12 frames a second, 12 little movements, and Sam had the idea, and this was originally the way we were going to set it up, where you can film yourself doing whatever motion you anticipate the character moving, and then you can take 12 of those frames, and then okay, every frame it needs to look like this, so you get the movements to look really, really natural. We had planned to actually go out and film in the desert like this, and because of COVID travel restrictions and things, we put that on the shelf and decided to just move forward with the stop motion. So he's now kind of guiding the way, and we'll film the stuff later, maybe. So, yeah, do we want any more creation stuff, or just kind of should?
No, I think we'll just start playing some music. You can comment as you feel.
Okay, yeah. We're
gonna have some live music.
This isn't just a stop motion show. If you watch this, it's definitely an experience in Zen of like just being very present with every second, which, it's kind of God's time and his time are different. For every 12 seconds of my time, he lives what seems like 1,000 years. So you have to be very much like in the flow of it in this very slowed down way. So it's almost kind of frustrating. You have to always fight the temptation to speed up. But it's not just going to be a mental exercise. We've also got some live music by Daniel Foster Smith of the band Man Kitten, who is going to be providing some live jams right here. So, wow, fully immersive, well, almost fully immersive artistic experience. Someday we'll be in your living room. All right. We can't even start really working yet because we need to rig this up to the computer. So, it's rigged? Oh my God, it's ready to go. Wow, how fun.
You're seeing it right now.
You're seeing it right now? That's great. I wish there was...
We'll get you a screen.
Cool. Sam says he's going to get me a screen. Can I get a yeah, Sam? Yeah, Sam. One of our first tasks is going to need to get a soundboard so that we can have some fun sound effects.
Yeah. Yeah, we're up to 4 likes, 2 comments, and 4 shares.
Oh, wow. All right. Thank you so much. So as some background to this, yeah, Sam, hey, thank you. The piece is, like I said, it's for the music video Every Shade of Green, and I guess the point of it is is to portray a rebirth of divine femininity. And so we've got a lot of death. In the last video, the protagonist was crucified essentially, and now we have one rising from the dust, kind of with that biblical parallel. And like I said earlier, that breath of life moving through. He's coming into awareness, and he's going to come out over here. And you see we've got this keyhole here. He'll inspect it, try to figure out what's going on. Here I've got a bones crossroads marker. Ultimately, he's going to find his way to a goddess. He'll make his way through a city. I just got a miniature scale replica of downtown Salt Lake. Some architect did it for a school project to pitch some buildings. Anyway, he had this whole wooden model of Salt Lake City, put it on KSL for free, and our good friend Steve Wood was like, hey, you might be interested in this. And I was like, oh my god, we were just about to have to build this on our own. So yeah, we've got that. So he'll move through the city, he'll meet this goddess, and the goddess that I'm kind of channeling for this is the Greek goddess Hecate, who's the goddess of witchcraft, of nature, of medicinal plants, also poison. She's the goddess of magic and crossroads and a few other things. So the Greeks would put her in the front of their houses at crossroads. So I've got this crossroads here that he'll encounter, and then I've got this green arrow pointing down this red road. And so I was hoping we could have him off of the scene by now, but it looks like everything is so slow with this process. It's really testing my patience. I used to not be able to work more than a day on a project without being like, ugh. And so this is definitely a stretch, but here we are. I don't know how well you can see from this camera, but we've kind of set up this. I don't think you'll be able to see it in the final video, and it's nice. It's kind of just like our little secret, but it's kind of got this. A woman, I think it looks like an E.T. woman, she's got this big old long head, and kind of laying prostrate, or not prostrate, on her back with her arms spread eagle, like she's either dying or giving birth, and the tumbleweed rolled into her armpit. It's armpit hair. I think that's so fun. And yeah. Anyway, again, I don't think you'll be able to see it in the final thing, because you'll see these different angles where it'll just look like rock background. But hopefully, but it's kind of it's that rebirth of divine femininity, of ecological consciousness, awareness that our planet can be viewed as a complex organism, and that we're all members of that organism and responsible for protecting and maintaining that organism, and that so many of our public policies, especially right now, the New York Times just did a little digest thing or something, talking about the environmental cutbacks that Trump has made during the COVID crisis, just giving businesses free rein to wreak havoc on the planet, which is part of what's got us in this mess. And so hopefully bringing some energy and some love into Earth awareness. And so he's going to find the goddess who holds the key that he'll bring back to unlock here. The chorus of the song says, I'm just spitballing until we're like, if you want me to like help do stuff, I can be doing
just
stuff.
Do your thing. You can just start working.
Well,
Oh, you need that
memory card, and then I can tape this.
You do have someone ask me a question.
Oh, cool.
Erin asked who did this story. She said it would be incredibly hard to chat and do this, so good job. Arduous for sure. Who did this story?
This is started out as my vision. It started out as a song. It's kind of the soul of the project, and then it's taken form. Could not have done any of this without Jenica Lake. You know what? We're going to take a minute, and we are going to dedicate this live stream to Jenica Lake. She's at home with a migraine right now, and she could really use some love. So if you want to check out her Instagram, let's plug it. Jenica's been one of the animators was there when we kind of gave birth to this idea. I had pitched the song and the concept to Daniel and Jenica. Did I mention Daniel Foster Smith, will be playing music tonight, is another creative on this project, produced here at Salt and Sun. Sam Garfield's been helping out a ton with all the technical and social and streaming stuff. And now joined by Kat. What's your last name?
Alleman.
Alman?
Alleman.
Aleman?
Yeah.
Like German?
Yeah.
How do I know 3 Alemans all of a sudden, all from different places? Yeah, weird. Anyway, yeah, so thank you all for being here and for helping this idea take form, and it's been like a truly magical experience seeing it all come together, and everyone being really united and bringing some really, really cool ideas to the table. We didn't originally plan on doing stop motion. Like I said, this is a continuation of a story that I started on a different channel, Zelf on the Shelf. And yeah, it's just been amazing to see this one come forward. And I think we brought him out as a joke one day, and it was like, well, why don't we do it in stop motion? It's like, oh yeah, let's do it. And we were going to buy him a little wig and mustache. But, yeah, it's just like, gotta move, gotta just do it. Can't wait anymore. Yeah. Were there any other questions or comments that we needed to be aware of? We'll get this monitor up in a minute so I can keep track of things a little bit better. I need to hang this green screen so we can have it in the background. Is this going to be wide enough? Is that wide enough? Is that...
I'm not seeing it.
Oh, disconnected?
I think it needs to be lower than that. We'll have it back up there in a second.
Why, copyright ban in 6 seconds. Copyright strike, is that what I meant to say? That was quick time.
All right.
I think it's going to have to be, yeah, you're right. Where is tape? Thank you. We get green. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah. That looks good. I don't know about this. Will you hold that board actually from the back so I can push on it without it falling over? This is a little precarious.
There we go.
Oh boy, that does not feel like it's going to want to stay on there. Ah. Oh boy. Is that? Yeah, sure. Sure. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Come on. Good, thank you. Actually, if you could stay there for a minute, that'd be great. I'm gonna put a couple more on. Is there any royalty-free Christian rock we could put on? Can we listen to? Is there any? Creed is royalty-free, right? Because the only royalty they have is Christ.
Yeah, yep. Well, Christ can be very litigious.
Can be very what?
Litigious?
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 What does litigious mean?
Quick to sue.
Lawsuit. Really? Have you been sued by Jesus?
Well, the Mormon Church just has a very active legal team.
Oh, they do. You're right. They're like, we need this $100 billion just in case there's some kind of global emergency. Global emergency happens, and they're like, I don't know what. No, this is for Jesus. He's gonna need it when he comes back to be King of America.
So you're not Trump.
Yeah, go Trump. Just kidding. I would never. Y'all know me. Not in the year of our Lord 2020. Good, thank you so much. Perfect. All right. Okay. Can we watch and show on here the last, like up until where we're at?
Yeah, I can get that up in a little bit. I'm working on getting Daniel in right now.
Cool. It would be nice to see it because I can't remember exactly where he's at in the process. Maybe I'll just... Is there an easy way to get this on? Does it just need to turn on?
Oh, it should be. Hold on a sec. Full screen projector on Samsung. It's coming up now.
All right.
It'd be helpful if we got some light on that green screen.
Cool.
Maybe that one.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to grab a light over here so we can light up the green screen behind him. So again, he's just been born, just reaching self-awareness, and then I think the look into the camera signifies like an awareness of other, because that's sort of to be aware that you're something is to be aware that you are not everything else. And I think the lesson of the story is that because the fall into consciousness brought the idea of separation, that, if I am me, then I am not everything that isn't me. I'm not everything else. And what we have to realize is that we are everything else. We're separate, but yet we're indistinguishable from it. That you can't draw a reasonable boundary between a person and the environment that creates a person. You can't distinguish between a person and the culture that creates a person. And so, and just as well, you can't, if you get down to the cellular or atomic levels, you can't draw a distinguishing boundary between me and the external world. We're always changing, interchanging electrons and chemicals, and we need everything else to be what we are. And on a environmental level, we part of the water system is the water system flowing through my body. What are we, 75% water? So, there's no difference between, you can't draw a boundary between the water cycle and me. I'm dependent on that. I'm dependent on the air I breathe. I'm dependent on the plants that convert the...
You're ready to start taking pictures now.
Cool.
Get media cards in there.
You want to see the video?
Yes. And I'm trying to get this lit.
Okay. Are you seeing the output on the TV yet?
Yes. Is this fine?
Okay, you ready to watch the video on the TV here?
TV here?
Yeah, are you seeing your output?
Yeah.
The screen?
I'm seeing. So he's looking down. I'm not sure exactly at which point he is. I would like to see the video to know where in the motion he is so I can kind of continue in that flow, because it's going to take Sam a long time to track that down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this place, kind of have him move and look for a minute, because I don't think we can spend too long of him becoming aware of the realization. And I wish we could move his shoulders so we could slunch a bit and, feel that weight of consciousness. But maybe it won't happen. But somehow we're going to show that. So I think by kind of drawing out a little bit, we'll be able to get there. And then we'll start looking. Can I see this view? Okay, cool. All right, are we ready to roll?
I'm ready. I'm here.
Sweet. Let me just see how long it. Trying to see where. Okay, I just need to be on this side of the horse. Oh no! I didn't tape it low enough. Wait. Oh, no.
Hide that crease. Okay, that's fine.
All right. Sometimes the sky has creases in it. Don't ask questions. It's all fine. Okay.
Getting there, Daniel. Getting there, Daniel.
We're trying to get Daniel Foster Smith on here to play some smooth jams. Daniel's music is great. He's a great artist. All right. Let's start with this picture. Did that go? It blinked on here, so I don't know.
It says could not shoot.
Could not shoot.
It's all broken now.
Yeah. Nada.
Could not shoot. What's your problem, bro? Camera.
This is my favorite trick right here. Oh, it'd be so cool to like do something like this and like be in the background while he's moving. An opening in the sky.
Try to take a picture there. We've got clickage.
We're clicking.
We're waiting for Daniel to let us into the Zoom meeting.
Daniel, let us into the Zoom meeting.
Do you want me to do it for real quick?
Yes, for real quick. Okay.
Anyone see where that little thing went? That little device?
Click.
That little green device?
What green? Every shade of green. Click.
Oh, we're into the. Okay.
Click.
Okay, folks, we're going to put the music on pause.
Click.
Daniel Foster Smith standing by. Play us some news.
Click. Is it helpful for me to say click, or can you just pretty much watch and know?
I can click when you move out of frame, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, can we hear Daniel? We're going to see Daniel in just a moment.
So again, the key here is just like the tiniest movements. He's right-handed, I guess. I'm right-handed, and so I'm moving his for every 2 frames I move with his left hand. Wait, I move his right hand more than I move his left. Let's just say that.
Daniel's playing music away. And
Okay, now I'm going to bring him in a little bit, and he's going to put his hands on the ground and then look up into the camera. Is this shot cool? Is having like foggy rocks right there, is that cool?
I like it.
You like it? All right. The eyes have it. Thanks for keeping.
Become an animation studio. How long have you been into this? Asks Aaron Esplin.
Like 3 days.
Chaos Caleb asks how many FPS you're shooting at.
What are the FPS we're shooting at?
12.
12 frames per second, that's right. So yeah, we need 12 movements for a second, essentially, 12 frames. And what was the other question? How long we've been in animation studio?
And how long have you guys been into this?
We've been an animation studio for as long as we've been working on this project, so it kind of happened in a creative meeting last year, I think late winter or early winter.
Who's that?
And
Shasta Lawton says hi.
Shasta, welcome.
And Chaos Caleb says, that's dope. Long time. Hell yeah.
And then this project was kind of born. Everyone was really excited about it. And with COVID happening, it's been kind of just, I think everyone's focused more on individual projects I have. And then we're like, you know what? Just this needs to happen. It's time to go.
Hey Daniel, you're really quiet for some reason. Maybe it's my settings. Maybe it's my Zoom settings.
It's fun doing this because it forces you to be mindful of your own body, because the movements are so small. You kind of have to be aware of where they start in the body.
Daniel?
You don't just start
Hear me?
moving your hand. Should I stop talking when you talk?
No, go ahead.
Okay. You have to be aware of the movement, where the movement starts in the body.
We gotcha.
So, moving your hand isn't just moving your hand. It's how your shoulder moves with your hand. So it starts there and ends here. The snake was very similar. It's like, how would an actual snake move? Its backside would push forward, push the forward side, and it kind of pushes it forward as it goes. Anyway, it's interesting to pay attention to that.
Okay, Tanner, do you want to give us a little intro for Daniel?
Yeah. So we just got confirmed that Daniel Foster Smith of the band Man Kitten is here to play us some live tunes. Daniel is a great musician,
Daniel, can you turn off the stream?
and his music's all I want to listen to. So I'm excited that he's playing on this. It was fun when Daniel's been the creative director for this project, and it's been fun working with him while he's directing, while his music's going, while we're doing this. It's great. It's great to create with friends. So without further ado, Daniel Foster Smith. What's up, Daniel?
Having some communication problems. I told him we'd go live at 9:10 with him.
Hello, I'm Daniel Smith. Looks like I'm on. I want to be live.
Hey, welcome. You're live, Daniel.
I was watching Tanner there, and still going to try and figure out how I should hear Tanner because I've been listening to him, you. I feel like it's like I'm talking to you, Tanner, but I can't hear you in real time. If I turn it up, look here. Yeah. So I'm gonna play some music, but I'm hoping that after I play a song, a new song I wrote, that I can have Tanner continue I want to hear, Sam, when I come back, is hopefully that I can hear from the Zoom call the sound of Tanner over there at least, or some.
How's that?
There we go. That's live.
Okay, that's live.
Cool. Perfect.
Oh, are we having a real conversation now?
So now we're having a real conversation, and it's funny. I've got like myself over on the right, but it's like 10 seconds behind myself right now. So it's weird to be 10 seconds behind yourself or 10 seconds in front of yourself.
Well, that's trippy.
So,
Did this one have a click?
yeah,
was
here's
I
a
in that?
song, a new song.
Take
that
another
I've
one
been-
just in case.
I'm just gonna play it.
Thanks, Daniel.
I'm sorry, you stay on that job, sorry.
Broken dreams upon the bricks of wall.
I won't be able to do that. I don't have that kind of focus.
FPS, stop animation and live music. Yes, please.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! Thanks for joining.
Should we put the chats up on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, you can see. I clicked that one.
Am I muted so that Daniel can be heard?
Yeah, it's pulling through here, but it's got to be quiet in here so it doesn't double up on your mic.
Yeah, cool.
So it's kind of.
But I should probably try not to talk too much.
It's like going in and out. No, you don't need to be quiet. It's kind of like background music.
Okay. This is so fun.
Try to mute his video. It'll like prioritize his audio maybe or something. No, you want his video.
How do we cure this human being? His falling star is overseen and all. We yearn for home. We reach for another sound of the dawn. This chicken
This is just charging the info.
but all night make bread and you sleep to dream.
So right now I'm trying to. He's like kind of slumped down, and I'm bringing him back up, like he's kind of drawing in a a conscious breath. He's maybe starting to hyperventilate. I do deeply recognize even that he's breathing at all.
We break you.
As always, the trick is to breathe so slowly.
We break you.
The camera froze?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. Woohoo! I can't
That's
hear you.
nice.
I don't think you're coming through yet.
Very
But
nice. It's like having an audience.
yeah, audience of one. For me, I
So-
guess other people are watching.
While I was watching you do that, I texted you. Did you see my texts?
I have not, but maybe I'll look at them right now.
That's okay. I was just saying 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I was just
I was gonna ask. I was like, while you're on here, would you mind counting off? Someone's got to keep me going fast.
I can work in some counting down. What I want to try next, as I was watching you like 10, 15 minutes ago, I just started playing along with what I was seeing. And
Uh-huh. Oh, I can't. Did Daniel get muted just now?
No, he's just.
I couldn't hear you very well, Daniel.
That's right. I'm just going to write music while you do the.
Please, that would be so rad.
Cool.
Can I just say, I think I said this before we were all online. The moment when we were bringing him out of the dirt, did you get that one snap? Sorry, Kat?
Hold on, sorry.
Okay.
There you go.
Moment when you were bringing him out of the dirt.
When we were bringing him out of the dirt and your music was playing and you were directing and Jenica and I were like getting him out. I forget the song, but it's so pretty and it just felt so right. Love your
Well,
music. Are you going to give us another number?
Say that again.
Are you going to give us another number? Several other numbers?
I'm going to pick up where I left off with a song that I started writing when I walked in the room. Started watching the live stream.
Yeah, awesome.
It's going to be a work in progress. It'll be I'd prefer to be just more, a little bit in the background while you keep doing it, and then I'm going to kind of live write the song.
Cool. So do you mind if I talk while you're playing?
No, I don't. I want you to talk while I'm playing.
Cool.
Okay. Cool.
How fun. And then we'll probably listen to the final version on the next scene we shoot.
Cool.
Which I'm already super excited for. I want this to be done, but I also need to hurry up.
Water as it flows into your song. Water as it flows, it's all night long. So they can make you feel. They will litigate you all night long. They'll investigate you till you're gone. But they can make you break.
Okay, so I brought him up, and now I'm going to bring his chest back down. Let him breathe that out.
Talk some more about water.
Talk some more about water. Was that when I was talking about the unity of all things?
Yeah.
I hear that Satan controls the water, and we're 75% water, so it stands to reason
Hail Satan.
that the devil got 75% of us. Hail Satan. We were talking about the water cycle, how it's flowing through us. We're just like we're like the ocean colonizing the land in these goopy, boned bags of water. Anyway, when you realize that the water that flows through you is just as much you as any other part of you, then all of a sudden taking care of the water and making sure your water is good becomes really important. And when you realize that the air you're breathing is much a part of you as any other part of you, and then you want to be breathing good air. And if you realize that the plants around you and the whole ecosystem, each with its intricate parts, it's all interdependent, and we are interdependent with it. And when you realize that, you realize we need to be protecting those things because it is us. So ultimately, I have an album that I'm producing right now, and it's all kind of telling stories. This story, I guess, and
Duncan Trussell Family Hour.
There we go. Oh, Duncan Russell Family Hour.
one of the
That's so sweet.
one of the songs in the album. It's not this specific video, but it's called "Don't Burn Me Down," and I wrote that one around the time I had gone to like a singing festival, and it was the most beautiful, wholesome thing you can imagine, and came out of that to sing the Amazon on fire because of cattle farmers down there, and the meat and dairy industry is just, I hate to use the word evil because I don't think it's evil in the traditional sense. I don't think there's people sitting around saying, like, how can I destroy the world? It's that they're not even thinking about it. They're not evil, they're unconscious, and they're not aware that the things that they are doing to negatively impact the environment is negatively impacting themselves. And so they just lack that awareness. And I hope that, and to a degree, we're all live in that unawareness because we're all, trapped in our egos, our minds, our sense of separation. And so we all need to practice waking up and maintaining that balance of awareness. Because when we do, I feel like when I'm in that state and I'm not trapped in my little story, I feel less depressed, more in flow, and more willing and able to do things outside of myself. And I think art has been something that's really touched me and helped me have that awareness. A lot of the folk singers that I grew up listening to and still listen to, they kind of had that message as well, and that awareness. And so I hope that this piece will kind of do that same thing, remind people that we're all in this together.
Are you seeing
really?
Aaron's comments, right?
Oh, I love it so much though, but yeah, it's not great. What's not great? It's too late in the conversation to even know.
No. I'll show you more comments.
He said it's kind of sort of not great. My family had a cattle ranch, and yeah, it's sort of kind of evil.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. It's hard to change some cultural practices that we have, but truly, there's a lot wrong with the meat and dairy industry. Watch, they're gonna come down on us. They came down on Oprah. Do you remember that? They sued Oprah because she had someone on there talking bad about the dairy industry.
Oh shit! I'm not surprised though. I'm sure they operate like Monsanto or.
Yeah, yeah.
All of those companies are the same. Monsanto is just probably about it.
I was gonna say doesn't matter now. I started like several sprouts of conversation and they just kind of rambled around. This is what happens when I'm just jabbering. Trying to jabber and move slowly and quickly. It's the mind. Dude, how wholesome is our...
Daniel, I think your microphone is like, maybe there's a gate on it and it's not getting enough volume. It kind of sounds, it's like cutting in and out, like it thinks maybe you're not talking.
Well, I'm not talking.
Or singing. Or maybe it just sucks. What if you mute your video and let's see if that clears up the audio stream because it needs to use less bandwidth.
Sure. I'll stop video.
Okay.
Now you can't see how awesome I am. You just have to hear it.
Aww.
We'll see if that helps things.
Are you still is this the song you were working on, Daniel? Honestly, this is my dream that I'm always trying to trick Daniel into, is just like making music while I'm doing art.
Call him and put him on speakerphone near a microphone.
Kat, thank you so much for being... I feel like you're just displaying a great amount of focus right now. And you weren't even planning on this. It's kind of zen, huh? Zen is a good buzzword for any businesses looking to like sexy up boring. It's not boring, it's zen.
I think.
I'm trying to think if there's any other mics that I could possibly try. I have a lav mic that I could put to my phone. Like,
Who says that?
Put it right here.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. That was me.
Wow, I love locally sourced compliments.
Yeah, Daniel, join the Zoom call with your phone. I bet your phone's microphone will be awesome.
Daniel is significantly quieter than
Well, I was gonna. I have a lav mic that I can connect to my phone.
Oh, okay, yeah. Great.
Aaron Esplin, success, and a random drunk woman is watching it, so thank you. That's what we're doing this for, is the random...
One of my really good friends, and she's amazing. She's a teacher and like is part of like...
Is that coming up on the mic? Because Aaron is getting some serious compliments from Kat right now.
Pretty cool.
Wow. Aaron is all the rage. Well, then we're honored to have you. Okay, I'm gonna gotta start moving faster. Otherwise, we will be here all night.
I'm getting a Zoom on my phone. On my computer. Did you hear any of the banner? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Friends from where?
Cool. I was saying the lyric.
Jake from Texas, welcome. Is it weird to call people out by name? They're like, fuck man, like take the pressure off. Why are you calling me out? I'm just gonna pop in and see what's going on. I didn't commit to anything. That's how I would feel if I stumbled onto like a live stream and they were like, hey, welcome Tanner. I'd be like, God, I just was gonna look. Unless this is your thing. Which, yeah, I wouldn't blame you. people crazy enough to make it. Maybe people fun enough to watch it. Or zen enough to watch it, huh? All right, now he's gonna go down for one more breath. Let's maybe up a little. Head start moving back. Whew.
That's me in multiple places. Hold on, what do I gotta do?
Space Daniel! Oh no, Daniel's spaceship is being taken over by aliens.
Okay, so here's this one. How's this sound?
Yes, this already sounds way better.
Cool. So I'll just link.
But can you turn off your other mic or end the other meeting? Or just show the video on the other meeting.
Video.
Ah,
Okay,
there you go.
so I'm trying to figure out. I know there's these people that are wondering about this in real time. It's like, how do you not getting feedback? Because from my phone, I only have this one mic, and I'm hearing it. I'm just gonna have to turn it down and then
Wear
play
headphones.
music, and then I'll come back in and talk.
Wear headphones.
Well, I can't wear headphones with my phone, but I can wear them to the computer.
We'll just turn your computer down.
But then I can't hear you guys.
But turn us up on your phone.
But the phone trying to send the audio to this loud mic.
No, that's tanking audio. Oh, you need a splitter.
Yeah, I need a splitter. I need my Zoom recorder to do that.
Okay, but your mic is muted on your computer, right?
It is, and now. Okay, wait, here we go. No, I can hear you.
Science.
Can you hear me? Great. Oh yeah, now I can hear you on on the phone. I don't need the headphones. If you could figure out a way to feed Tanner.
What's up, Azo? What's up, Georgie?
It was a dinner house party, and I was
We're
like, let's feed
streaming.
the
We're
house
streaming
party.
live.
Aw, fun.
Yeah, I hear.
House party.
You know, this is part of it, right? It's authentic.
How fun. If y'all want to say hi to the live stream, feel welcome.
Can I?
Yeah.
Just get near Tanner and look at the camera.
Hey.
Hey.
Great.
Hi, Daniel.
Whoa.
Can he see us?
Oh, nice. I have no idea which camera.
That one.
Oh, the one
The one
that has the bar in front.
that's wine and water. I
Ooh.
turned one into one. Who knows which? Am I Jesus or am I God? Or are they the same? Or are they not?
Find out next week on Tab Gab.
This is dope.
And you can see people
Okay.
chatting to you down there on the TV.
Oh, chit chats. Darn toot and Zen Doodle. How many people are watching?
I'm too tall for this camera.
Hey,
Someone said Alonzo.
My head is cut
you-
off in all the angles.
do you know
Someone
Aaron
knows you.
Esplin?
It was all a
We've
lie.
got 5 years.
We shouldn't have put you on the spot because now you're on camera
You're
not
on
knowing.
Oh shit, they can't hear me?
2, 3 on.
Hopefully there's enough talk.
All right.
What's up, Aaron? Howdy.
Apparently we're streaming.
Oh, there's a tiny bit of delay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can look at the camera, then look at the screen and see and catch my own.
These are all, we're all housemates here.
Can they
So-
hear us?
Yeah, they can hear me.
Hello.
Ooh,
Wait.
I keep bumping the table on accident. All right.
Cool.
Okay. Okay, Kat.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for your patience.
Oh, I thought. Okay. Yeah.
Um,
I'm so sorry, Alonzo.
y'all, when you have a minute, you should talk to Kat. She's very
Hi again, Kat.
doing a lot of really cool things.
That Aaron.
Alonzo and Laura
Oh yeah,
and
she's
Kyle and
delightful.
Kevin will be coming in soon. Erin Esplin.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of my best friends.
Okay, Alonzo officially says that Karen Esplin is great
And delightful.
and
We
delightful.
hung out at Urban Lounge.
Y'all hung out at Urban Lounge, Alonzo says.
Kat, what are you up to? What are you doing here? Hello. You doing some techie stuff? Yeah, I was gonna help these guys with their marketing and their social media.
Hey.
We had worked together. Yeah, we had worked together on a gallery live stream, and Sam reached out to me and asked if I wanted to freelance. Nice.
She's gonna make Tap Gab
You
a
guys can
household
sit up
name
there.
in households all across.
I thought you were just trying to lurk in the shadows.
No, I'm not trying to lurk. I'm just trying to watch Andrew's
Awesome, I got you.
process.
You can go and say you can go in. Yeah, go in. Go say
Hang on a second.
My name's Kevin.
Kevin, nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Kat.
Kat,
Oh.
nice to meet you.
Come in
I
now.
thought
You
that
can
was
come in.
Clay from the.
No way. You can come say hi if you want.
I don't think I want to.
Okay, then you stay back there.
Do you need someone to count?
No. Y'all just keep talking.
Okay, well, I don't know the rest or the beginning of the story Alonzo was saying in the kitchen. I missed it.
Oh, how's Kevin?
I took a picture. Yeah, Kevin was just in here.
He's my story partner.
Was Kevin? Well,
Yeah, he was just in here.
reiterate the beginning. Where did he go?
I don't know. Maybe he went to go get more food, or.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah,
Right,
that's
so like
easy.
2 nights ago, it was just like a nice night, and I was like, "What up, Kevin? Like, you want to go on a bike ride?"
We're frozen.
I'm like, "Sure."
Okay, got it. You're good.
It was like twilight, full moon almost.
I love that picture. Set this
Is this the beginning of the stop motion thing that you're doing?
Not the very beginning, but the first scene.
Because that's what I usually hear in the
The,
silence with
the dawn and the dusk, they're the animals that are
the model,
the
right?
Yeah, so after moving off, he'll walk off
prey animals.
the trail over there and then walk onto the city scene.
They all grow distinct.
Yeah.
Like their motions.
That's what it's about.
Do you have that on like every 20
But
seconds?
specifically, bugs come out of those.
Kat is
So they're really
taking a picture every time I step off the screen.
Oh, well, that's pretty good.
What?
Like your fingers are everywhere. Entirely for the camera reasons.
That's what it's about, yeah.
We're waiting for you to finish the
Nice
story.
soaking.
So I borrowed the hand blender, but not both of us, just Kevin's used it. I was on my bike, and our goal was to cause some trouble, right, Kevin?
I was indirectly involved in that thought.
Yeah.
Like, I was not so like involved in that.
I was not so involved in that.
How did you start playing Kingdom Hearts?
Like campfire tradition.
But like,
I used to see it pretty good.
like when you
Keep
were
that
seeing
out
each
of
other's
I
I did.
did it like behind the
Or
scenes.
I thought maybe
Like,
it was distracting.
like seriously,
What?
like,
It's working for me.
like us having beer.
Yes.
We take, because I fucking hate those beers. Well, that's the thing. I was like, oh my god, I've not had an adrenaline rush in like more than 2 months. And like, I
Okay,
need
we keep going
adrenaline.
down the
So we were
road.
like talking about how we miss
Let me
adrenaline.
start, dude.
So
Okay.
you
We take the
Ah.
bikes out of the garage and we're like full pedal, you know? Like, I don't know why I felt so good about it, but like the wind hit my face, you know?
You guys
something about being on a tandem bike.
keep the background conversation low. Please talk and enjoy yourselves. But, you don't need to whisper this.
Like that direct wind's hitting me, dude. And then the south wind.
Okay, so I brought him down, and I'm gonna bring him up for just another like, and then this might be overkill, but it's a hard thing to be born. It's a hard thing to used to be nothing and now you're something. Used to be everything and now you know you're separated from it. Kind of. You have the illusion of separation.
Sean Brown's on the stream. Hey, Sean.
What up, Sean Brown? It's a good name. Sean Brown.
Can you hear me okay, Sam? Okay. You should throw on your videos so I can see you on the chat here. See what kind of mischief you're making.
Yeah, I don't know how much bandwidth I want to push on this.
All right, Mr. Bandwidth.
We have a band, and I'm not sure there's enough width for you in the band here.
I've been in some pretty girthy bands in my day.
Name 5. And back down. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Hang on a second. I accidentally bumped the table. Will you take another one from this? Thank you.
So it goes, so it goes. Doing well, let's go, everyone no. As we run to the sun. As we run up, turn heaven's door.
I'm not sure how much more give he has. Every time you press him, he kind of has a little give back that you have to sometimes like compensate. Ah, shit. And then sometimes you push him too hard and he sinks into the sand, and then you can see that the sand's been moved. But that's okay. Not the worst thing. Doesn't have to be perfect. Because ain't nothing perfect. If Bob Ross were here, that's what he'd say. Say it's a happy little accident. It's magic moving through the dirt. It's pretty perfect. Bob Ross is perfect. You know, some slabs. I mean, not at this exact moment, but yeah, eventually. Okay. So I kind of like where he's at here. He's poised to kind of lift himself up with his hand and look into the camera. So I'm gonna just like hold him here, like he's concentrating for a second. Just the smallest of movements, so it doesn't look like just the same picture over. He's not really going anywhere though. He's just thinking. Yeah, that's fine. Good. You get a merit badge. If you have a fun name for it, you're welcome to propose it. Yeah, that was honestly great. Doobie Noobie is amazing. Doobie noobie doo. What is it? The clicker? Clicker badge. Yeah. Nice.
You walking in the clouds, making God so proud. Now
I wish I could make him puke. I think that's what I would do. If, you know, it would just, why not? It would just take a lot more effort than I'm willing to put into it. Did you grab that one, Kat?
till we found the spot. A place
If not, you can, it's always better to have more than less.
we go down.
We were talking about Bob Ross and his happy little trees. He's a big inspiration for me. I loved watching Bob Ross. Wake up early, Saturday morning, catch the Bob Father painting. I always wanted to paint along with him. Never did, still haven't to this day. Maybe one of these days, maybe after I get a tablet, I'll do that. It'll be really fun. He was really good at being chill and recognizing that art is play.
Let's see if I can find it.
And so you can't take it too seriously. You gotta have some wiggle room, and there's gonna be surprises. That's the fun. And so there are no mistakes. There's only happy accidents, you'd say. And I like to have that mentality with people. I'm not the first person to suggest it by far, but I think Ram Dass, Alan Watts, those folks talk about it quite a bit. The fact that, you know, when you look at a tree, every tree's perfect. You don't look at a tree and be like, that's a bad tree. It's doing a bad job of being a tree just because you got a branch going in a certain direction. It's like trees are supposed to look kind of chaotic, and you know they're similar to their species, but everyone is still unique in its way. And when we can cultivate that perception that we have towards trees as just the products of nature, animals the same way. Animals are capable of some like truly horrific, beautiful things, but we don't think an animal is bad. It's just an animal. It's acting like it was programmed to. And humans are also, we're also the products of our environment, and we're not bad. We're just we're unique. And what's interesting is there's so much of what people call bad perpetuated in the fight of making things bad.
Is that Alonzo?
Whereas if you just had the awareness that you were just the
Kyle?
product of nature,
What up, Kyle?
then it would eliminate a lot of the bad that come up by trying to maintain the illusion that you're different, that your ego is the end all be all.
Hey, Sam. Are you hearing this mic right here? Are you hearing this mic right here? Or are you hearing this mic right here? Yeah, we have a Patreon.
We do. It's not set up with anything.
Oh, well, do visit it, please.
Someday. First, I want to see if we can get anyone to watch these crazy things.
Well, how many people are watching besides Aaron Esplin?
Let's see. We have 4 viewers on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
3 viewers on Twitch. 3 viewers on Facebook, we're getting up there, and people have been blasting it out. I feel like we're about to hit a
Aaron, yeah, Alan Watts.
This
Great.
could have been great sound if I had my my
Another-
interface, or if I was there.
Obviously, we're
or if
drawing
I
a
was
lot
there in
of
person, and we
allusions
could
to.
we could mic a couple people. That could be fun
Sam,
too.
is it okay that I'm talking right
Next time.
now?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, I always forget. Sorry, I know you said.
You're like in front of all the other sound.
Okay, cool.
Oh, thanks, Aaron. So Aaron heard my question. Which mic sounded better, the first one, this one, or the second one? So I think when I switched to speakerphone to hear you, it's just using the phone mic. So I'm going to try and play a song and switch it so I won't be able to
I
hear
was saying
you.
that obviously this is in this scene in the scenes to come a lot of religious allusions, and it's because those symbols are powerful and the archetypes they represent are powerful. Whether or not we agree with them as being literal history or whatever, we can't deny that the images and the stories themselves have played a great role in shaping a lot of the minds on this planet. And it's interesting to see the shifts in religious and spiritual thought these days. There's several like shamanic ideas throughout this. I mean, even viewing the planet as a single organism, or the universe as a kind of single organism. That's sort of a shamanic idea anyway. There's a line in the song from the video that says, I mean, it's the chorus, it says, "Underneath there's a doorway where every single shape must come undone. And up the road there's a garden with every shade of green beneath the sun." So that doorway underneath, in a lot of shamanic journeying, the visioner will step, into some kind of door, usually through a rock or a tree, down and go into the underworld, which may represent the spirit world or the subconscious, is how I look at it. And the subconscious is ruled by these archetypes and images and stories. And so in the last video, I think my hand was in that one. Let's try it again. Will you take that again, Kat? Thank you. So this is his, in the last video I did, the main character died, and so this is sort of a representation of that entrance into the subconscious, and into those archetypal, poetic, artistic representations of what we intuitively understand as being the human experience, or whatever. But I brought that up because we were talking about. I was gabbing about play, and I think it's interesting that a lot of shamans, before working at their altars, they'll say, "Let's play." And that's kind of what this feels like, hanging out with some friends, telling the story of creation, playing. Got nowhere to go, nowhere to be. We're doing this just because it's fun to do. Alright, I think I'm bending him to his max here. I'm just trying to let him sit in that. I'll turn his head a bit, give him one last little shake of disbelief. He's looking down like, I came out of this? What? The Bible says Adam was made from dust. And so, fundamentalists, literalists will take that literally. Like, there was dust, and then there was a fully formed human. It's like, how is that contradictory to the idea of evolution? Of like,
so
started out with just.
Let me switch it back here.
Chemicals and compounds crashing into each other. And over time, wild things happen from the dust and the water,
How's it sounding, Sam?
stardust, from the stardust that made the earth, sprung forth life. How cool is that? I don't know why people don't like that idea. Some people are offended that we could come from this, have a common ancestor with chimpanzees.
Who am I
I
talking to
love
there?
chimpanzees. I think
Who's
they're
the boss?
so dope.
Who's the boss over
Always
there?
been obsessed with primates, gorillas, chimpanzees. Always wanted a pet monkey. Oh, I forgot to move his head. Aaron, fucking archetypes, don't get me started. All right. One last shake of disbelief. Yeah, it'd be so great to hear Daniel better. Daniel's. I always just want to be listening to my friends' music. Anyone listening to all these simultaneous conversations is real brave. The whole thing. Experimenting in consciousness. Where are you off to? Did we already eat cookie dough today? Haha. Feel weird. I feel like I've been preaching, but kind of fill the space, People are like, come on, man. We get it. You don't need to mansplain the universe to me, bro. I am the universe. Started telling you about the shamanic door referenced in the chorus of the song. It says, underneath there's a doorway where every single shape must come undone. And I guess that's sort of the idea that these images and ideas that we have about the world that we inherit from our culture, which are usually not consciously thought out. They're just sort of a product of time. Some good things. There's good things in every culture, probably, and bad things in every culture, probably. Things that create suffering and things that help make beautiful and enjoyable things about every culture. But it's in that shamanic doorway of going intentionally into our subconscious and reframing our minds.
I'm playing a live stream. The
way they ought to be, or up to their updating our software to
want to come and watch?
Live up to our full potential. And it is through letting go of those outdated constructs about what life is like, because again, most of what culture hands us wasn't like thought through. No one was like, what's the best way to build a city, to handle relationships, it's like, well, it's always been done like this, so that's the way that it is. And it doesn't gotta be that way. We can rethink a lot of things. There are some really great documentaries out right now. There's this one that Netflix did. I need to ask Jenica the name of it because I forgot how to find it, or maybe I could just Google around. Oh, I wish.
There are too many words making sounds now. Gotta cut it back. Cut it back.
I think Aaron gets a merit badge tonight for being an active participant in all the areas. We need to do a live stream where we can really get Daniel's stuff locked in. I guess that's why we do this all right now, is so we can hone it in, and with time, practice makes approaching perfect. So he's still shaking his little head here in disbelief. Can't believe he's looking at the ground like, what? I came out of this? What even is anything? What is this? What is this? Yeah, I would be too. In the desert with no underwear even? Pfft. You need some sunscreen, my dude. First item of business. Aaron, that's sweet. We're glad to have you. Glad you're enjoying it as much as we are. Yeah, please. Thank you. No, you're good. I think I moved his head too many times, but that's okay. Georgie, what that? Did you guys order food? Y'all are like a good truffle, yummy bit of rich goodness. That's the nicest thing I've ever heard. Good Rick sauce. Rick sauce.
Gotta like good truffle, get in my tummy.
All right.
Gonna do good truffle, get in my tummy.
Will you just take like 3 or 4 of like this?
Y'all looking for trouble? You looking for trouble? Well, you just found trouble.
All right. Now's the time.
You're looking for some trouble.
I'm gonna try to do like they tell you to do in yoga.
You're looking for some trouble.
When you do a tabletop, unfurl your body. Head being the last thing to come up, so you kind of get that like whipping, unfurling motion.
12% battery. That's probably good for another song or two. That last, just making shit up. Inspired by Tanner's dancing.
I know Sam actually. Oh, okay. Yeah, I work for the Utah Jazz, and we did a live stream to one of our galleries, the Urmer's Gallery. Oh, cool. Yeah, and he asked me if I wanted to freelance and work on this project, and I told him I
Ah, is that food for me? Cool. If you hang on for a minute, Sam can put a food break sign on there, or maybe Daniel can just keep playing. But we'll need him to turn it up a bit, I think. Oh, sorry. Let's try that again. Are you sure? Let's do another one just in case. Thank you so much, Georgie. You're the sweetest. I'll be there in just a minute. Oh, yes. Phyllis. I've had precisely one beer, and I would like 2 beers. I'll just grab one of these rental ones. Socialist beer not good for you. It would be fun because then we could have it out here and not plug it, just a can. Did you get that one, Kat? Oh, you're doing something. You're good, no worries. It's both, actually. A convenient sort of accident. Yep. Sounding nice, Daniel. Kat, if at any point you get tired or whatever, I'll probably go, I don't know, a little later, but you are not obligated to stay the whole time. I can always move that over here. This is the most beautiful version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star I've ever heard. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's up,
Yeah,
Azo?
I'll tap out at midnight, but I'm down to
I think that's it for me.
Cool. Yeah, that's I think the latest I would go.
midnight. That's guys.
Good night.
Oh.
Good night, folks.
Sorry, I didn't realize you guys left.
Wait, Daniel, did you just say good night?
I said good night.
Good
I'm
night.
gonna call it a night.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Yes, it is.
It is, and it will be, and it is.
And it is.
And it will continue for me.
All right. Good luck, Tanner.
Yeah, I get this one.
Luck is good.
That's just saying that that's an option. Like you chose credit card. Is that what you chose? Or you could pay cash on delivery.
Aaron says time for bed for me, y'all. Y'all are great. Thank you. Good night and so much love. Thanks for coming.
Forever and ever.
Kat says she loves you forever and ever. And I don't know if I've officially met you or not, but you seem great. Come back anytime.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're doing this.
Yeah, me too.
But
Do we have anybody on with us right now?
let me check.
Also, is Sam coming back in here?
I don't know. He told me that his girlfriend came and he doesn't know if she's gonna hang out.
Dude, I've been
Does that mean he doesn't know if he's gonna hang out?
Yeah, I think he abandoned ship.
He's just like, I'm out of here.
He told me what to do. Yeah.
Never change horses midstream.
Where'd you go?
Dude, that's pretty sure. Like, what to do here.
Your phone?
No, my cup.
That cup?
I'm here.
With wine? Did you take it, Kyle?
Did I?
Did you take it inside?
Maybe I did.
Here's your bowl.
Unless you're
You wanna drink out of that?
No, I don't want to drink out of that.
It doesn't look like we have any live on vlog right now.
Okay.
Just tell me when you want to go through, dude.
We have one person.
I have you on 2 minutes on the front, like the.
Feeling a little tipsy and lots of gumption.
Yeah, 30 seconds on the back camera. 2 minutes on the front camera.
What?
Cool.
Change
Um,
to the front camera, right?
This makes me want to go get my
What if Sam's just like.
I'd say spend more time here if you can.
Okay,
I think
2
it's
minutes.
more interesting to see just the thing.
Gotcha.
If I start talking, maybe switch it over. But
Okay, if you start talking.
if I start monologuing and it seems like I'm in
On
a.
the back page.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
All right. Did you get this one, Kat?
I'm pretty sure I did.
It looks exactly the same as the last one, just slightly different.
Is that how this works?
So there's no live music playing.
Yeah, we should be able to.
Oh.
Yeah, we
Should
should
play some
I should be
sort of
way more
music.
entertained.
You want to DJ it?
Daniel said
Eliza?
goodnight.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pull out some CDs.
No.
It does kind
I
of.
just.
Can we play some
So again,
music?
Tanner, we're gonna go 2 minutes on that
Yeah,
front
I like
camera.
2 minutes
Then
music.
I want to go to that back camera.
good.
Maybe
I
15
like that.
seconds. Let me know.
Cool.
On song. Like close friend.
They don't know which one that
I don't know. The one he was workshopping.
All right.
Here later.
Kat, I'm gonna start trying to move. Well, I think I should.
What are you doing?
He said also
What?
the women's
Um,
in Ogden is like the walking tour is up and ready.
I think I'm gonna take a food break.
'Kay.
Do you want me to
I think we can leave it. Sam usually puts a. We can mute it.
I can go to. Should we go
Um,
get Sam and see if we can put up the thing?
I mean, usually there's just like a little banner or something. Did Sam tell you how to?
You did not.
Here, I think I know.
You gave me basic
Oh yeah.
so
Kyle's on it.
And then he
But
said
we
when
should
the
play
stream's over,
music.
end it.
Yeah.
I'm still into Beats Antique
We have.
from yesterday.
If we're on the stream, we have to have copyright-free music.
Does Hamilton count?
copyright. free
Very
music.
much so. I can't do it.
Should we
just,
do
like,
like
add a
cover
sine
playlists?
to it, and then it makes it like,
There you go.
or a flanger.
Yeah.
Well, can we play music and
That's what we're trying to do right now.
Oh, okay.
That was the one that he said to switch over.
But it would be